the Hurricanes. You should know Brett Cameron, another man who takes part, just like Fergus Burke, gets developed for years to the Crusaders squad as the backup, and then gets usurped by, I think for him it was Richie Mo'unga came through, took the mantle. So he is a one-test cap All Black. He took the field against Japan in Tokyo back in 2018, if you can remember back then. And afterwards, he kind of saw the writing on the wall with Richie Mo, and so he took off and has been playing at the Kaimashi Sea Waves over in Japan. And it's funny, all this, and he's only 25. So he's still obviously very young, and he's come back. He's seen an opportunity at the Hurricanes, wants to be back in and part of New Zealand rugby. And look, I think he'll be really fighting for that jersey. He's different style of play to Aidan Morgan, who's there, and I guess Aidan Morgan's only about 20 years old, but you would kind of say the incumbent, I suppose. So Brett Cameron's a much more measured, I guess, set piece, kick for the corners type of 10. But yeah, we'll see that battle unfold. It will be exciting. And otherwise, one more player you should know, Kini Naholo, 23 years old now, and hopes that the third time is the charm after being at the Chiefs in 2021, the Crusaders in 2022, and now the Hurricanes in 23. He's always had quite a lot of competition to try and, get one of those wing slots, but sure, if he can just remain niggle-free, get some serious minutes and some training under him, hopefully we can see him really light up the competition. We're all incredibly excited to see him. He's just competing with Salisi Rausi and Julian Sevilla. So, but if they manage them at all, could be big.
Yeah, I mean, Houston's gone as well, so there's space there for him. The player you might know, Peter Lakai, Harry's saying from the Peter Lakai podcast. Is that right, Harry?
Well, that's right, mate. We did hint at the fact that we were going to call this the Peter Lakai podcast, but we thought that we didn't want to confuse the fans, but it may as well be, mate. The bloke is probably going to be the breakout player from this entire list, let's be honest. I think he was the top tackler in the NPC, and he was the third highest runs in the NPC as well.
Yeah, there's lots of pressure being put on him saying he's the next Artie Savia, or the next Artie Savia. There's a couple around. But
next Victor Vito.
Yeah, okay. Well, the next Victor Vito. So lots of big names getting thrown out there. Okay, Victor Vito-esque, Artie Sevilla-esque. So he's a pretty exciting player. Only 19 years old. He's got a bit of work to do to break into this side. Lots of competition with TK Howden, Tyler Labsha, Braden Eosi as well, who had a massive breakout year a couple of years ago. Another guy from the Hurricanes, not the Hurricanes, from the Wellington squad in the Bunnings Cup is Riley Higgins. He's a 20-year-old centre who has now got one cap for the Hurricanes, played New Zealand under-20s in 2021 and had a blinder in the semi-final for the NPC, the Bunnings Cup, against Auckland last year as well.
And he was the starting centre through the whole season, right, when they won the comp this last season, yeah?
I was about to say, yeah, Wellington won the comp and he started throughout the whole thing. But that semi-final, he was massive. They absolutely smashed Auckland in the semis. I think he bagged himself a try, set up another one. It was just making huge meters again and again against some quality Blues centres. So big year for him.
Impressive stuff.
And you might not know, we're going to go with Dan Sinkinson. So he's another young winger, 22 years old, made a good impression in the NPC last season. He used to be a flanker rather, in high school, and then converted over to the wing when he realised he was the Lightning. He had an outstanding season with the Mooloos, the Waikato, playing alongside Anton Leonard-Brown and D-Mac. So here's some handy supporters around there for Sinkinson to learn off. And he had particularly an amazing game against Auckland where he scored once, and Manawatu where he scored a brace as well. And I think he scored a hat-trick around Southland as well.
Yep. As he said, it's pretty easy when you get lots of time and space when D-Mac and ALB are giving you the ball. So, but yeah, certainly one to watch and as they develop him.